Hey, yo! Now then, Ramblers, how you doing? Man, it's been a while, hasn't it? But I'll tell you what, I was sat there the other day thinking, you hadn't done out for a while, Baxter. Here's a brilliant idea. New feature. I'm going to pull out all the stops. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. And touch wood, by the end of this, we'll either paint the town red or no sweet FA. See what I did there? Yeah, I'm using sayings, I'm using idioms. And I thought, do you know what? We use this as everyday language, but you don't know where they come from. It's all about sayings. And there's got to be a history. You don't just spout bollocks without there being some kind of background story. So we're going to do it a bit like, you can join in with this as well. No, it's a hair system. Yeah, I know, I look great, thanks. 55. No, I look 35. Anyway, shut up. So we're going to do it like, so you can join in at home, or in a van, or if you're tossing it off at work, you can join in. Or like my old mate Concrete Cold does, you could watch this video during your morning shit. He does like a turnout to mash. So we're going to do it. I'll put a picture up and you shout out what you think the saying is, like catchphrase. So come on, let's crack on. Here's your first one, okay? Say what you see. Say what you see. Here you go. Did you get it? Did you get it? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Yeah, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Which today it means sort of, I don't know, if you're going to be careful not to throw out a load of stuff that you think is shite, because there might be something at the bottom of it that's very valuable. Hence, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. So, cast your minds back to the 16th century, okay? 16th century. Henry VIII was the king. Yeah, sat there, and two things that Henry loved. One was food in excess, pure gluttony, greedy bastard, always sitting with it all over his face. And the other thing he loved was head. Oh, Henry loved head. In fact, he loved head that much, he collected most of his wives. Oh, here's a couple I got earlier. Yeah, she was a queen. Unbelievable. Another one. Yeah, she was a queen. That was Henry. He loved head. Anyway, because he was in charge of everywhere, most people were generally very poor due to high taxation and a shit standard of living. So they only bathed, which is it's crazy to think this. So your average household only bathed annually once a year. You dirty bastards. Yeah, once a year they'd have the annual dip. And this was how they went about it, okay? So the master of the house, as in, for argument's sake, me. So I'm the master of the house. I get first tub. Yeah, and rightly so. And then, next down the pecking order, it was any other of the males of the house. And bearing in mind, these were fucking big families, because you needed big families to go earn shit. So, master of the house, I'll have a piss while I'm here. Hey up, crack on, you're next. So they jump in, and there could be fucking 8, 10, 15 of them. So all the lads, spick and span, yeah, we've had a bit of a soak. You know what I mean? Bit of that going on. So there's piss in it, there's farts in it. probably leftover Nob Ensleydale. There could be anything in there. Who's next? Oh, the mother. Oh, so she comes in. Fucking yeast all over. Trashes all that out. And then it's the daughters. And you know what filthy animals they are. Oh, so fuck me, what's the water like at this point? And lastly, the long line of filth. We better give the baby a wish. Now, because of all that shite that was in the bath, and it was just a metal tub, probably not even of any particular size, and they'll probably use that for cooking chicken and shit in as well. So, because the baby was last, the water was just like fucking swamp. It's unthinkable the amount of shite that was in there. So the mother had to be mindful, because it was her duty as well, and rightly so, because you're going to get a good hiding if you don't. And she'd probably thank the master for that. How times have changed. So she had to be mindful not to throw the baby out with the black water. Genius! So there is your first one. There's going to be loads of these. Proving the point as well that this can be both entertaining and educational, okay? Unlike school or telly. So there you go. That was your first one. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Here's your next one. Say what you see. Say what you see. Did you get it? Paint the town red. We've all done it, haven't we? Nowadays, it's, come on, lads, let's fucking get out on the lash. Paint the town red. Yeah, you and your mates, having it large. Or if it's a group of females, say, they'd have to be under the age of 40, I would think. If they're going to paint the town red, that could mean something very, very different. Yeah, and quite murky. But we're not going there, because paint the town red comes from a legendary night of drunkenness. Oh, tell us more, Mash, tell us more. I fucking will do. Come on. So, 1837, the Marquis of Waterford, who was basically fucking royalty. Do you know what I mean? Privileged bastard. He had a reputation. I like the way when doing the research on this, some of the phrasing and terminology. So, the Marquis of Waterford, the third Marquis, he had a reputation for being a bit of a lush, fucking lush, and a mischief maker, which, if he was alive today, it'd just be called another privileged twat. But anyway, old Marquis, he's a bit of a lad, isn't he? So him and his mates, they've had a very, very productive day at the races. So he gets all his mates together and says, fuck it, let's get on a bender. So they go to Melton Mowbray, because we've all done it, haven't we? Say, oh, fucking hell, where should we go on that stag do? Melton Mowbray, or Blackpool. Having done that, don't go to Blackpool. Get you sent to Melton Mowbray. At least you can get a decent fucking pie. So anyway, they go there. And they've been on it all day. They've been supping mead and wine, ales and any other shit, cider, special brew. No, they weren't drinking special brew. No, they weren't. They were, because it had not been invented then, which you will find out in a couple of weeks' time. That's another story. Shut up, Baxter, and crack on. So, by the end of the night, they're pretty bollocks, because fucking stupidly, they've broken that age-old rule. Do not mix the grape with the grain. So they're all wankered. But they're all in high japes. Yeah, they think, I don't want this night to end. This is fucking brilliant. Because they're with a bloke who rules don't matter to him. He's got no respect for anybody. So instead of going back to bed, you know, after a good day, I've had a good day, we'll see you later, see you tomorrow, we'll have a bit of brekkie in the morning, yeah. No. Yeah, should we beat the wives up before they get? No, let's not. No, let's give them a night off. What about the kids? Give them a good hiding. No, leave them alone. What about the dog? You're very angry, aren't you? No, they carry on. And they go fucking mental. Yeah. They're knocking over flower pots, the nutters. They're pulling knockers off doors. Oh, crazy bastards. Started smashing fucking windows, and if that's not enough, there's a load of red paint at the end of the town where the toll gate was. Toll gates were put at entrances to town and you had to pay to get in them. Fucking ridiculous. So they grabbed a load of red paint and started daubing all over the toll gate. Then one of them goes, oh, there's a fucking statue of a swan over there. So they painted the fucking swan red as well. They're going absolutely bloody doolally. And they're still pissed at this point. They rampaged down Beast Market, which I love that. The imagery of somewhere called Beast Market sounds like a nightclub in Cleethorpes, where you'd go maybe, go pick the old effer up, you know what I mean? So yeah, they're down Beast Market going fucking nuts. They vandalised the post office, they trashed the bank, and sadly for him, there was a bloke asleep in a caravan, so they fucking turned it over. Yeah, they're clearly out of control and very, very posh, so they don't give a fuck. Anyway, there's only one copper on duty, so he gets a fucking good hiding because he tried stopping him. So, you know, the story's not all bad, is it? Because if you filth, you filth. Only joking. Or am I? Fucking filth. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, back in the room. So, they're still going fucking crackers. Reinforcement filth from the next town come. And they arrested one man. Edward Reynard. Old Edward, yeah, he must have been a bit of a fanny to give up. So you've got all the Marquis and all his mates going fucking apeshit, but they only arrested one of them. So they put him in Bridewell prison. Old Edward, he's thinking, fucking hell, why me? I only had half a lager, I was the fucking cab driver. So the Marquis and his mates think, fuck that. So they break into the prison. You know, not enough just to trash the town. So they break in the prison. There's 2 more coppers at the prison. They give them a good hiding just for being filth. Fucking, what a night out. It gets better and better. So they threaten, after they give the other 2 coppers a good hiding, they threaten them with murder. So if we're going to fucking murder you if you don't give us the keys to let old Eddie out. Anyway, in the cold light of day, they all got dragged into court. There was public outcry. So they were dragged to Derby Court. Now, this still goes on to this day. So let's paint a scenario, paint a scene for you. So they've all been arrested and they get charged. So they all have to go to Derby. Yeah. So they all get roped in and they're at Derby Court. Now, this happens, as I've just said. So, let me get this right. The Marquis of Waterford and all his fucking posh mates, who, without a shadow of a doubt, are all Freemasons, are brought up in front of a judge who, without a shadow of a doubt, is also a fucking Freemason. How do you think this is going to go? Are they going to prison? Mm-hmm. Tell us, Mash. I think you know how this happens, don't you? So, they were found not guilty of riot. Really? Because that was quite a tough sentence. Yeah. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. All right, Judge, my old mucker, I'll look after you. They were found not guilty of riot, but they were found guilty of common assault. And they were ordered to pay £100 each, which, let's be honest, was fuck all. Yeah, he'd probably sell one of his horses or something, pay for the whole lot. A bit like Sting in Quadrophenia says, "Oh, £10. Shall I pay that now? Cheers, easy." Yeah, and you think they've knocked flower pots over, and I know you've beat a couple of coppers over and that, but it all sounds a bit tame, doesn't it, to warrant such a legendary fucking tale of debauchery and privilege. So, it was 1837, so let's give you, let me think off the top of my head, a scenario now of absolute fucking disrespect and from a position of privilege. Yeah, get it. So imagine, I don't know, imagine a bloke, by virtue of just being born in a particular family, is fucking privileged beyond anything that you can imagine. He's never done a fucking day's work in his life. He's never wanted for anything. His fucking whole life's mapped out. He then, I don't know, he then meets, by arrangement, a beautiful, far younger, out of his league woman. Maybe she might become princess by virtue of marrying the bloke. He maybe goes on to have 2 children to her, one of which clearly fucking isn't his. It could happen. And then he gets a bit bored with it and he divorces said princess. And said princess gets a little bit uppity because he's gone back to somebody who resembles a horse that he's been shagging for years behind the princess's back. This is all hypothetical. And then because the princess is a bit pissed off and a bit uppity and she's problematic to the aristocracy, maybe then the bloke asks his mum to murder his ex-wife in like a Parisian tunnel drunken driver incident. I don't know. I know it's ridiculous to even imagine something could happen like that. But yeah, that's pretty much the equivalent of what could occur today. So that is paint the town red. Are you living and learning with Uncle Ian? Yeah. Onwards and upwards. Come on, we've still got to touch wood. Catch you in a bit. Three, two, one. Back in the room. Right. Say what you see. Say what you see. A bit of a toughie. One for the road. Oh, it's a classic. Probably the saying that I use the most because I do like a tipple. So this is generally the accepted official story as to the origin of this saying. But like most things, I always say do not let the truth get in the way of a good story. Do like to bullshit it a bit. So, back in the days when you could humanely and rightly hang people in London, prisoners would leave Newgate Prison and they went on a cart. And that's a horse. They went on a cart with a guard, and they travelled to Tyburn Tree Gallows, where the public, I mean, how fucking mad is this, and how sick do you have to be to there? Oh, there's a hanging today, let's go watch it. But that's what they did. I guess the equivalent nowadays would be you have to be that fucking brain dead to watch something like that. It would be people who watch Love Island. You know what I mean? Fucktards. Why would you? Anyway, so on the way to Tyburn Gallows, which is the site of Marble Arch now, they were allowed to stop at an alehouse for a bit of a swally. Yeah. So they were allowed one for the road. Genius. Hence the saying, one for the road. But you get your twofers here, you get your twofers. Because another saying came from that journey. So, added further to the legend, the guard who stayed on the cart, right? Oh, you know where we're going with this, don't you? He was on the wagon. So one's getting pissed and one's on the wagon, which are two completely contrasting things from one journey. Brilliant. I've been singing for years as well, because not only is it a saying, it's coined the Johnny Mercer song, one for my baby and one more for the road. Oh, I'm a bit throaty today. Singing last night. Yeah, Frank Sinatra classic. One for my baby and one for the road. Ocean Colour Scene and the Kinks have had albums called that. And also the Unfunny Comedian. Well, not the most unfunny comedian, because that has to go to John Bishop. Fuck right off. Yeah. Or Josh Widdicombe. Yeah, so either of them two. Or Michael fucking McIntyre. What is that all about? Don't get it. Don't get it. Yeah, so apart from them three. Oh, and Joe. Look at me. I'm funny because I'm fucking fat. Brand. Not funny. So apart from them, or even Miranda, but apart from them, what? The most unfunny comedian, Alan Davis. Seriously. He had a show named after it. So yeah, that was one for the road. Right, next. And lastly, get on this. Say what you see. Say what you see. Yeah. You got it. Are you taking the piss? So, this is the last one. And this is the first of many episodes. So, I guess calling it Series 1. Yeah. Not Season 1. No, it's Series 1. Because I'm in Scunthorpe. Take your Americanisms and stick 'em right up your ass, mofo. Yeah, it's fucking Series 1. Episode 1. Alright. So, taking the piss. Now, out of all the sayings, I think I hear this directed at me more than any of the others. And generally, rightly so, because I usually fucking am. But taking the piss. Have a little guess. What do you reckon? Where does taking the piss come from? Right. Again, back in the day. I'm going to use back in the day a lot because there's no specific timeline on a lot of this stuff. It's just like back in day, you know what I mean? So back in the day when clothes were dyed with natural dye, stale urine was used as a mordant. Oh, Sunday morning and I'm already using the word mordant. It was used as a mordant which stops the natural dye from leaching out onto the cloth. Yeah, you can tell I've not written this because I'm using the word leaching. Right, if you think you've got a fucking shit job, check this out. So the textile industry needed as much urine. Fucking hell, how much do you need? as much urine as they could get. So certain workers would have to go around and collect. They would actually knock on doors and collect designated chamber pots that were left to fucking rot lancidly. Yeah. Oh, man alive. So they're carrying chamber pots, and because it was said to be, and I can't see anything contrary to this, it was said to be the most undesirable job going. Yeah. So the chamber pot, the piss takers, would lie about the jobs. And the question was born from those in doubt when they said, you know, they made up some other job, some other menial task like, oh, I mean, what's slightly less embarrassing than carrying piss would probably be the equivalent today, a window fitter or a panel fence maker. Yeah, just to name two off the top of my head. Or a roofer. Yeah, but a time-served roofer. So they would lie about it, and the people would go, really? Are you taking the piss? So there you go. Genius. That's taking the piss, that is. Right. Lastly, there you go. And what have we learned? Dunno. Hopefully something. Otherwise, it's just me again, sat in a shed, talking bollocks, innit? Anyway, I've got to go because I've got some humble pie to eat, and then I've got to take some fucking calls to Newcastle. Yeah, more of which at a later date. So thanks for watching, and it just leaves me to say, always remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, okay? But if Italians didn't spend most of the time going and fucking waving their arms about, they could have had it done a lot quicker, couldn't they? Cheers for watching. Hit the subscribe button. And yeah, I'm going to go write some more shit and do some research. Laters, ramblers. Ta-da!